today who are all about this. First up is Billy Guy Bembe, who reminds us that black child, it is possible.
We often dream of being immense, but the directions to reach our dreams are hardly mapped out for us. Billy Guy Bembe was born and bred in Vosloorus at Ekurhuleni, brought up by both his parents. The insistent young man was groomed and shaped to be what he always dreamt of becoming. With great faith and determination, this is how he recites his tale.
I was quite different growing up. Bengithanda ukuphupha. I put my dreams first, and perhaps maybe I should give that credit to my parents, who, I remember my mom, she'd always hold my face every single morning and say, "Mudimu obetsi ntotse kholo." God has placed great things in store for you. And I believed that because it was a repetition to me every day. In dreaming, I then moved. I went to a multiracial school. I became one of the first black kids to be a head boy of a multiracial school at the time, just Colin Mann Primary. That opened so many doors. Hence, I'm very passionate about children being leaders, becoming leaders from a very young age.
For Billy Guy, dreams were never created to be wasted. They were rather created to be established and place a positive impact across.
With regards to a number of dreams that I had, I remember telling class, I remember standing in front of them with a paper of a speech, which the teacher said we could prepare anything. And I spoke about success at the age of 13. I stood in front of a class which laughed at me when I said the line that I will one day become one of the wealthiest young men in South Africa. And, because we are kids, we are immature, we don't understand. And sometimes because we come from backgrounds that don't believe you can be something great, that is what happened. Kids laughed. That sounds like a pie in the sky. And I then went on to correct myself and I said, no, I made a mistake. And they're all like, yeah, we thought so. And I was like, no, actually what I meant to say is that I'll be one of the wealthiest young men in Africa. And that hit a sore point for a lot of people, because most of the time when we dream big, people tend to, shy away when people laugh at us. And I always say, raise the bar, take it a notch further. So if they laughed when I said Africa, I would have said the world next, because that's ultimately the plan.
Without any hesitation, Billy started his own empire, Black Child, It's Possible, at the age of 19, and has since never looked back.
I started a company in the back room. My first table and chair was, plastic table, plastic chair, second-hand computer, second-hand telephone, second-hand everything, which is what I always try and teach young people, that you don't have to start new. You can start something from nothing. And every single financial institution didn't even want to listen to me when I knocked on their doors. But what I say to young people is, how hungry are you? How badly do you want it? Because I wanted it so badly that I did it even without the financial institutions. And once we can start teaching young people that from a young age, that you need to be self-sufficient. At some point, the world doesn't care, but you need to be your number one fan. You need to be your number one pick-me-up when something is not really going right. You need to be your self-motivator.
His journey then immensely accelerated and paid off all his hard work at quite a young age.
Journey began right there. Went to townships. A lot of us, when we go to townships, how already you've made it, You sort of go back with a nice car, radirata di drop top, shiny rims, and I did the same thing, God was good to me. At an early age, I'd really made magic at the age of 24. And when I went back to the hood, I really got tired of the fact that when we make it, we go back there to show off. And I had to very quickly remember that not so long ago, I was that young boy who wanted someone to hold my hand, pull it and say, let's show you how to get to the next level of your life. Let's show you what education can do for you. But no one did that. Now, when I became okay, I was simply becoming that same person who leaves the hood and doesn't go back. So I changed my attitude. I said, I want to inspire someone. I want to teach someone. I want to show someone. I actually want to give shortcuts to some people. Things that took me a very long time to do, I want to show them how to do it even quicker. And that's when God blessed me with 4 simple words. Black Child, It's Possible. And those words changed everything.
Now an author, motivational speaker and teacher, but most importantly a business-oriented man, Mr. Billy Guy Bembe has definitely paved way for a young black child by exempling that it is possible.
What began as 4 words became a company. Black Child, it's possible today. I've written 2 books under the company. I've recorded 3 series of DVDs under the brand. We've got a clothing label. We run workshops throughout the entire South Africa. We work with as many corporates as you can think of. And most importantly, we have received exposure from some of the most elaborate media houses in South Africa. For one simple reason, we had an idea, we acted on it.
One of his longtime friends, Manqoba Mkhize, who has been friends with Billy for over 10 years now, has been nothing but inspired by Billy's language of inspiration.
He's much younger than me. I don't know how much younger. And what he's achieved at his age, can't help but admire and be inspired by that. And he's an extremely positive person. I always say to him, one thing that I admire the most about him is that he walks the talk. He doesn't just say things for the sake of saying things. When he says he's going to do something, it does it, even if it doesn't have to do with business. Just generally speaking, he always follows up talk with action, which is not something that most of us do. We talk about starting businesses, we talk about achieving things, but we never really follow up on those dreams. And he's one person, ever since I've known him, who always follows up whatever he aspires or whatever he dreams of.
Stay watching. After the break, we have more on Billy Guy Bembe, but also a young man who has found his predestined purpose. Don't forget to keep those emails coming. Our address, of course, is bophelong@sabc.co.za.
What the hell was that?
They call themselves Ambition and they're taking Josie by storm.
Ambition is the best room Zanzi's ever seen.
It's about time that people like us now come out, and it's not even about me saying I'm the best of anything, but it's about time that artists like myself come out in a trained environment to give the people the quality they deserve.
Trying to get that cash, I'm trying to get that cash with a punchline. I'm trying to get that cash, I'm trying to get that cash.
Join Musam Khalifi on Afro Showbiz every Saturday at 19:30 CAT.
Month-long strike at the post office is officially over for now.
Workers have indicated to us that we must proceed with a dispute, and we must lead them in the next industrial strike if it comes to that particular point. They felt betrayed by the intervention of our government through the minister, because that intervention simply backstabbed workers.
A sophisticated network of illegal cigarette smugglers spread out across southern Africa. And many of the dodgy smokes land up here in South Africa. Is it this simple that you know that you're probably smoking an illegal cigarette if it's ridiculously cheap?
It starts with consumers. So if you buy cheap cigarettes, you're not buying a bargain.
That's Business News, weekdays at 6 p.m. on SABC News. Zoom into Africa. This is the Republic of Congo. The president is Mr. Denis Sassou Nguesso, got independent from France on 15th August in 1960. The population is more than 4 million people. One of the major languages spoken is French. Monetary unit is CFA.
Welcome back to Bophelong. In a little while, we'll meet Emmanuel Bonoko, who started his foundation just over 2 years ago, but has already made it into prestigious lists, such as the 2014 Mail and Guardian's list of 200 top young South Africans hailed as leaders of tomorrow who are shaping the country's future. But first up, here's more with Billy Guy Bembe.
Keke Masheke is one of Billy's protege, groomed to consult and manage new talent at their talent academy. Keke is more than happy to be playing out her dream of being an artist consultant.
Billy grew me so much, more especially when it comes to my self-confidence. I didn't have enough self-confidence to stand in front of the people. I used to be this shy person, but he used to motivate me in most of the things that he was saying, telling me to think out of the box. I mustn't rely on him in everything that he's asking me to do. So I've learned a lot actually from Billy, but especially when it comes to self-confidence, because that's one thing that I didn't have. There's a lot that I have learned from him, and I don't know how can I say thank you to him, because thank you is not enough.
We speak one language fluently, inspiration. This has been more than a code to Billy's brainchild, but rather a maxim.
We run a whole lot of social programs. We are about transforming the mind. A lot of the time we try and change people physically. That doesn't work. When you change somebody or you want to help someone transcend to a new level of thinking, it starts with the mind. So what sort of conversations? It was the first tweet I put on in 2015. What conversations are you having this year? Because what you speak most about, you bring about.
Between traveling all 9 provinces of the country, hosting educational tours, annual sports festivals, and building libraries, Billy Guy is precisely preaching that black child, it is possible.
You know, one of my first DVDs, it's called My First Name is Successful. And what we speak about there is, we say, before you introduce yourself to somebody, place any word that describes you best in front of your real name. So instead of saying, hi, I am Billy Guy Bembe, say, hi, I am successful Billy Guy Bembe. Abantu abamnyama may perhaps say, hey, we as jailer, geez, what is that all about? But I often say, if you don't take yourself seriously, the rest of the world won't. So you actually give us the authority to treat you like how you're supposed to be treated. You want to be a president? Say, hi, I am President Sibongile Bembe, whatever it is. But that gives you that dignity and you start feeling like that thing. Black child, it's possible. I believe it's all possible. I believe everything was meant to be. 1976, almost 36 years ago, the youth of this country died for a reason. They did not die in vain. They died for us to see the possibilities that life has for each and every one of us. Black child, it's possible. Black child, you are powerful. More powerful than any force that this world has ever seen. More powerful than the pharaohs back in the times of the Egyptians. Black child, anything is possible. That car you stare at from a window of a taxi, I say, black child, it is possible. And that house you constantly speak about, on the hilltops, where you keep on mentioning that it's only e-cork that stay there, I say, dream it too, because black child, it is possible. And that position within a company, many of you keep on saying, he just landed a BE deal yesterday. I say, black child, it is possible for you too. Black child, you can have anything imaginable. You can have anything under God's shadow. For God said anything is possible for each and every one of us. He did not say that your color nor your race shall make you mightier or lesser than others. He said it's possible for each and every one of us. But I'm here as Billy Guy Bembe to tell you, the black child, it is possible.
What a guy. Billy Guy's organization prides itself in speaking one language fluently, and that language is the language of inspiration. I absolutely love that, because daily we see more and more examples that for black children everywhere, but also white, yellow, green, navy, whatever, it is possible. I did say we'd be meeting 2 young men today who are effectively being the change that they want to see in our country. It's now time to meet the founder of the Ebow Foundation, whose motto is lead the way and stand tall.
In life, you have to acknowledge that you can't do it alone. And being the man that I am today, the inspired person that I am, every day knocking on doors, you get rejected, people that don't believe in you. And you are bound somewhere, somehow, to lose hope. But for me, honestly speaking, the word of God keeps me going. I got faith in God. And that's why I try by all means, or in everything that I do, let the glory of God be seen.
Social entrepreneur and speaker Emmanuel Bonoko is passion personified. On a sunny afternoon in Johannesburg, he and mentee of the Bonoko Foundation, Xolile, hang out in the buzzing hub of Braamfontein's youth entrepreneurial district. 23-year-old Xolile Xhasa believes Emmanuel is a godsend to his life. He could have chosen hundreds of other young scholars to mentor, but he chose him, and they've developed a great relationship in a couple of years.
When Emmanuel came in my life, I was experiencing a lot. I've experienced failure to an extent that failure would be my middle name. Then Emmanuel came, he sat down, he spoke to me, changed my life. I was, by that extent, I wanted to give up in life. I'm in a situation where I'm from the dusty street of Palm Springs where young people are experiencing alcohol, drugs. I was 5'2" there, up until I met a great person like Emmanuel.
The foundation was formed with the aim to make transformation in society through education and using information as a powerful tool to access and anticipate on given opportunities.
My first project under Bonoko Foundation, it was the book drive initiative, and I was doing my first year at varsity, and I thought, let me start something, to empower other young people. The aim of the book drive was to inspire young people to read more and just to embrace the spirit of reading amongst us as black young people.
I was not a fan of reading books, but up until he took me to teach that's the seminar, which took, I think, last year, year before last, 2 years back. He took me there, he paid everything, we went, and I was inspired by the book. This is my first book I read, and I even told him, he didn't believe me.
The Bonoko Foundation hosts business and leadership seminars, career expos, and inspirational talks. Further, they offer youth mentorship to young people and assist some with bursaries.
You know what, growing up, raised by a single parent, my mom, being a domestic worker, single parent was not easy. But as I was growing up, there were people who played a huge role in my life, even towards my studies. People like Mami from Chaka Chaka, Princess of Africa. She was one of those people also that were able to contribute towards my studies. And from then, I was able to learn that, Emmanuel, use the small you have, to empower others. I believe discipline propels one to be great in life. And I'm one person, not say, I'm all that good, but I try by all means to instill discipline in what I do, and also I try by all means to spend time with people that add value, people that also inspire me, and by doing that, it's easy for me. And also, I'm blessed with a dynamic team. I work with an incredible team. Mamelo Lala, she's one of the co-founder of Bonoko Foundation and a director. She's a dynamic young lady, it's a blessing working with her.
The 24-year-old young man who grew up in Soshanguve in Pretoria has carved a name for himself in the business world in a relatively short space of time.
People like Edward Nabu, my mentor, is one of those people that they believe in me. They believe in the vision that I carry, that Emmanuel is this dynamic young man with great potential, but also you want to grow with others. He's one of those people, they believe in the potential, and also they want to see me grow.
I think a large part of entrepreneurship is something that's difficult to teach, even though I know in some schools they do, offer entrepreneurship as a course. But my own view is it's experience, and a lot of that comes with guidance. So with the Bonoko Foundation, I've been talking to him a lot about how he structures that, how to take that from really what's just been an NGO that he does now out of his own goodwill to turning it into something that can be sustainable for himself and those people who are helping him around it.
The Sea of Shanduka, Pretty Mahanyele, I admire that lady so much. She's one of those people that believe also in the vision that we carry as a foundation. She's been there assisting us.
Itumeleng Monsu, founder of Monsu Productions, is a media practitioner and business associate of Emmanuel's who is proud to call him friend.
The power of social media is quite powerful because you kind of connect on another level. Where he followed me on Twitter, followed him back, and he sent me his profile, so I was quite intrigued on the achievements that he had made. And that's where we actually connected. He's a very persistent guy. That's one thing that I actually learned from him. There's been situations where I felt like, okay, Emmanuel, let's just leave it. And he would like, no, let's keep pushing, let's keep pressing on. Something will happen, something will open up, And for me, I took it to heart, and I'm like, wow, this guy, for his age too, to be so persistent and so passionate about other people. That's one quality that he has that I admire from Emmanuel. His persistence and his hard work and his work ethic is amazing.
We're back after this short break. Don't go away. Wake up with the breakfast show that is jam-packed with leading headlines.
Neither the American nor Cuban people are well served by a rigid policy that's rooted in events that took place before most of us were born.
Once-in-a-lifetime interviews.
Everybody was talking about Rolene Strauss and her chances of winning the Miss World pageant. Well, she did. She won it. But what does that mean for South Africa? Because we've lost our Miss South Africa to the world. I'll tell you what's happened now. We have a brand new Miss South Africa. Well done.
Thank you so much.
This is a very different interview. I mean,
Definitely.
I've never done this type of thing before.
Exactly.
In fact, no one's done it in the last 40 years.
Yes.
Now you are Miss South Africa. So big congratulations
Thank you
to
so much.
Sports and weather updates.
And South Africa's captains lead the way on day one of the first test against the Windies. I'm looking there at PTA Andile and I see it's very wet. Good morning.
Well, don't shoot the messenger, Valen. Well, I'm just giving you the information.
Music.
There's also one of your members that passed away, which was just so sad. Lihle Mbanjwa.
It's been very difficult for the choir. But we soldier on. We know that's what she would want us to do. So, these next 3 shows that we're going to be doing are dedicated to her.
And the lighter things in life.
Morning Live has such a calming effect on me. I watch for about 20 to 30 minutes and then I fall into a deep sleep. I'm not sure what we take. Wait, is it a compliment or are we so boring that we're putting back to sleep?
It's a bit of both.
Wake up with Morning Live, daily at 6 a.m. only on the SABC News Channel.
Cameroon's economic capital, a unique art collection is on display. Titled Yesterday's Memory, Tomorrow's Memory.
We are trying to preserve this heritage despite many things that have changed in the designing, embroidery and the model.
If I'm telling you, you don't like it, I call it defeat.
Join Musam Khalipi on Afro Showbiz every Saturday at 19:30 CAT.
Welcome back to the final stretch of the show. In the words of John Quincy Adams, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, then you definitely are a leader. Emmanuel was named the lead essay hero by Radio 702 and the Star newspaper in 2014, in addition to making it onto the Mail and Guardian's prestigious list.
It was such a great honor. I was not even expecting it. And when you check on the list, they had incredible leaders that I look up to, and people like DJs being on the list. They had people like Deweli Tseho, the founder of Read Book Essay, a great guy, and even my mentor, Edward Napo. So for me to be on such a list was such a great honor. And I was so honored. And also it has opened so many doors for me as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a young man, and also just to connect with influential people.
When you get to that point, it's the people you surround yourself with. If you're there with fake people, then that's what you're going to get. It's fakeness and nothing is real to you. But if you keep the people that have been keeping you grounded till the point of success, I think that's the way to kind of maintain that and keep it at a level that you're always humble and you're always willing to listen, even though the next person is not going to contribute anything monetarily to you, and giving people the opportunity to actually be approachable. I think that's the one thing, staying grounded with the people that you actually came up with.
Ironically, Emmanuel wasn't always into books.
Honestly speaking, not growing up, I was not reading. I was not reading at all. Most of us black people don't read at all. But due to the book drive initiative, whereby I'll start to get this flood of book, I started the project, and it has to start with me. I had to sort of discipline myself that, Emmanuel, read. You have to be informed. You can't go out there that guys, as young people, motivate young people to read whereby you don't read. One of the books that had impact in my life, it was by Sia Mapoko, The Best Advice I Ever Got. It's a combination of, he got great leaders, business leaders, people who made it against all odds. Also, Murunga Makakani, she's an entrepreneur, a speaker, that also I had the honor to work with her in one of our Business Connect seminar. She came to speak also about how she made it to be the person she is. And in the book also, she emphasized the power of purpose, that in life as people follow your own purpose, automatically money shall follow you.
As American philosopher and education reformer John Dewey once aptly said, education is not preparation for life, it is life itself. Bophelong Mutsumi, director at Ebow Foundation, is responsible for corporate governance and legal compliance and has a high regard for Emmanuel.
From the person that Emmanuel is, obviously he's a person who really loves reading, and for him the book drive obviously is something that he believed that if people can know more, they can actually do more. The book drive they did at the prison, where they gave prisoners, they established a library at the prison. And those prison warders, they were very, very inspired by seeing a young man like Emmanuel coming through to their prison and giving them books.
Nowadays, the shift in terms of what people want to become is very distorted. People are so self-absorbed, and we need more selfless people that are willing to actually share, give information, educate, help when they can. And if we can do that, especially as black people, I think we can rise. And the sky's the limit for Africa in general. So starting from Africa and branching out, I think that's what's needed. More Emmanuels, basically. Yeah.
The reality is, in life, nobody owes you anything. That's your parents included. So the sooner you get over that sense of self-entitlement, the better you can start working on things. If your starting point is nobody owes me anything, everything I do now is about what I do for myself and for those around me, and just pooling the right people around you to partner with you, because you also can't do it on your own. Then I think you can start getting somewhere.
I'm striving to build a legacy in terms of empowering the youth, in terms of unemployment. I want to create, employment for young people, empower young people to go to varsity, and just to be such an inspiration to the youth that all things are possible as long as you believe in yourself and believe that, you are born with a purpose.
What an inspirational pair we've had on the show today. I sincerely hope they've roused something deep inside you that will take you from the place you're currently in to greater mind-blowing heights. Till next week, join me again, same time and place. This is Bophelong.